Hello, Peter here from Vidiots. I've been potentially facing the wrong way with my microphone for the whole podcast.
You
so
silly boy.
If I sound weird, that's what's happened.
We've got a bit of a janky setup today because our recorder of choice isn't here, but we're making it work.
I just wanted to address it, you know.
Yeah, that's fine.
I always want to do this on microphone.
Do you want to start recording? Okay.
Did I start recording?
Oh, you did. You've done it already. That's cool.
Didn't sound as impressive as I hoped.
Yeah.
That's quite upsetting.
Oh.
I fancy a drink. Can we ask Dave? Dave, can you get me a can or something?
Dave.
Dave. Why are you not talking to us?
Oh, come on, Dave. Don't be like that.
Dave.
Dave.
You listen here at Dave on Twitter.
Listen, he's just walking away. Dave, what are you
God.
doing?
Dave.
The cheek on that boy.
I want a can of Rio. Oh.
Wow, looks like we're starting. Dave's got a bit of an attitude on him this
Dances
week.
on the sand.
It's a shame. I've heard that, yeah.
Yeah.
His name is Dave, and he's at Dave on Twitter.
Have you seen at Dave on Twitter? You must have looked him up by now.
No, I haven't actually.
He's like a weird businessman with a private account.
Oh, it's private, so you can't even see the tweets.
Well, it's like closed. I don't
Why
think
would
it's
you get
private.
at
It's
Dave
just like
and then keep it all to yourself?
Yeah.
How
What's
selfish
selfish
is
You know, he
that?
tweeted like 3 times.
What a dickhead.
See, people with accounts like that, surely they've had offers from people to buy that account for quite large sums of money.
Maybe you can't get in touch with him anymore.
Oh, maybe,
he's
yeah.
not.
God, he's
I
sitting
wonder
on
if
gold
Marvel
mine.
has at Spider-Man. Hello everybody and welcome to Podiots episode 3.
We are being introduced by Robo Ben.
We are back for the podcast where
Yes.
we say the words, if you like the Podiots podcast and you want to be just as cool as we are, you can wear the same headphones that we're wearing.
Oh, yeah,
Whoa.
you should do it.
These super hyper comfortable Turtle Beach headsets.
Do you wear glasses? They've got padding for glasses. I keep talking about that, but I think that's actually like quite
That's your
clever.
main selling point.
You're really keen on that.
Well, it's just thoughtful, isn't it? It's like they know that probably most gamers wear glasses.
Right, because they're nerds.
Yeah.
Fucking nerds.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to look at their wide variety of incredible headsets, you can do so by visiting bit.ly/VidiotsBeach.
Yes,
Got it
there
right,
we go.
well
Got
done.
it.
Nearly got it very wrong.
I'm yet to take advantage of the glasses comfort that comes with the glasses, the headphones. But in summer, when I'm rocking sunglasses indoors all day, every day,
You got to wear
boy.
the MLG glasses as well with the little aiming
And like, I'll
crosshairs
wear those
on
like
them.
yellow
It makes you
red
really
glasses.
good at Call of Duty, apparently. We'd also like to thank our patrons, our very, very
lovely, lovely
special and
patrons.
delightful patrons from Patreon.
We really would.
They're fantastic. You've all now had your money taken. So
please
we're
stay
recording this
around.
in advance, but we'll see. We'll see at this point
Yeah, let's see who sticks.
We're
who's
making a
actually
list.
here.
We're checking it twice.
We're going to find out who deserves to access our content and not. And you will be blacklisted. It's weird, Peter. I'm looking at you and I can only see you through your pop shield,
I can see you.
which is like just
You've seen
your
a weird
face
distorted version.
poking through this mesh.
It's like I'm about to rob a bank.
I was
and
going to
put
say,
a
This
like
is
when
not
bank
like
robbers
my
put
hair.
tights over their head.
Yeah.
You ever
You are
done that? It's
very
great
like
fun. Makes
that.
your face look really weird.
No, I've not. I've not actually done it. I should do.
We should do that.
yeah,
red
that's a
tights.
whole video, that.
Yeah.
That's
Someone send in
content.
some tights.
No, don't want, no one send in
We could do a prove it if we do some kind of like the heist or whatever.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yes,
And
yeah,
rob
it's
an
great.
actual bank.
Yeah, rob a real bank.
Hello,
That's a good
I'm
idea.
Rob a bank.
Shut up.
No.
We're now on iTunes, YouTube, obviously, Podbean, Stitcher, and Google Play.
Jesus.
What even are these
Every
websites?
week it's going to
There are
double.
all sorts of websites. Every time we post something and say, hey, we're now on a different site, someone says, but what about the fucking
Why are you
stick at the end of my garden? Why can't I get you on that?
Jesus, why aren't you on Neopets yet?
I just don't understand why you're overlooking this huge audience. Google Play, by the way, is premium, I've discovered. So I don't know why anyone would be a member of it. But if you are, congratulations,
Yeah.
we're there too.
If you've got that kind of money to burn, why not log on to patreon.com and go to videos?
Is this ethical? I always feel. I mean, it's not. We're not like forcing them to do it, but it's
Hey,
Hey,
it's
look, it's a
strongly
tip
suggested.
it's voluntary.
There are no
It is a tip
rewards.
jar.
We're not hiding anything from people who don't pay. But
No.
if you want to just buy us a beer, then please, that'd be great. Thank you.
we
Lovely.
are in dire need of new shelves, and that
Indeed.
money is going to go
Yes,
directly
we do
to
need
some
some
shelves.
Yeah, we are actually going to buy shelves for the games.
Spotify.
Yeah.
That we're still working on that. People keep asking. We keep saying Spotify is happening. We
I
need
listen to
5 episodes
That's where I listen to my podcasts.
on Spotify.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. So hopefully that'll open up an avenue for all sorts of people to listen.
Yeah.
We're going to try and be on everything. That's our goal. Your
Yeah.
microwave, we're there. Your calculator, we're there.
there.
Your shoe, look down there.
Ah!
Oh, it's us. We're
Ah!
on your. Don't tread on us. Said the slightly nationalist snake
Oh,
in America.
Oh, don't tread on me. Oh. Because I saw a picture on Reddit the other night of a fridge with a screen on it, and on the screen it said Windows is updating. So theoretically, we could be on your fridge
We
soon.
could actually be on your fridge.
Oh, we
Yeah.
could.
If you've got a smart fridge, get us on your fridge.
What does a
Smart-
smart why
what
does a
is
smart fridge
that?
need Windows for starters? Like, do you put Netflix on it
Well, I guess
when
you
you're
need
going
to
for
know
a
OS
snack?
for-
Yeah,
I don't know.
but why Windows 10?
Just run Android on it. or
excessive.
If
something.
there's anyone out there with a smart fridge, get YouTube up, put an episode of Podiots on, take a picture, tweet it to us, and we will give you all the love and exposure that you so desperately need.
I would
Which
actually
is
love that.
just one tweet.
Yeah.
That's all you get.
A single
That's-
retweet.
That's the contract. Welcome back, everybody, to Podiots. We've all brought something, as per usual, to talk about today. We're going to start off with a couple of questions, though, if you boys are ready.
I'd love
Oh,
you
I'm
to.
ready.
Please do.
Well, I would, but it's not loading.
No.
Oh, here we go. I've
Let's
got
just
it.
Phil, Michael.
I've got it.
Sing.
No, I've got
No, you're not hardcore. No, you're not hardcore unless you live hardcore. Unless you live
Okay, I think it's
hardcore.
working
But
now.
the legend
I think
of
it's,
the Rent
I think it's
was
working
way
now.
hardcore.
No, I think it's working now.
I love School of Rock.
Ben, is it working now?
It's been working since I said it wasn't working.
Right.
What, more Phil?
No.
No.
First question comes from AKMB at AKMB2 on
Akam.
Twitter. Yes. Why did you choose the colour yellow? And what was the second choice colour?
Oh, we had like a whole design stage where I had about 10 different variations of the logo. I think
Yeah.
yellow, we had like yellow and black, kind of like a Barry B. Benson
Black and yellow,
inspired
black and
look.
yellow, black and
And there's one that kind of stuck out the most to all of us. Pink was another option.
Yeah, we did actually. We were interested in pink.
Yeah.
But we didn't want to scare off stinky gamer boys.
Oh, that's
yeah,
true, yeah.
We thought like all the horrible stinky cod boys, you know who you are, wouldn't want to watch a channel that has a pink color scheme because
Didn't trend well among the 12 to 35 audience.
exactly.
But
we
pink's
we
a-
know that pink is fine.
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
I
wearing
think
a
there's
pink
still
hoodie,
a lot
Michael.
of prejudice against the color pink.
But we've managed to squeeze it into Worst Games Ever and other shows,
Yeah.
which I forget the name
Yeah.
of.
Prove it.
Prove it, that's it, yeah.
All of
Yeah.
you pink racists out there, you thought you were free of it, but it's actually all around you.
I'm wearing a pink hoodie right now.
You are,
Hot
look at
damn.
I just want to say that's mostly why we keep Michael Johnson on, not the pink hoodie. The,
What?
the graphic design skills.
Yes.
Oh.
You know, if it wasn't
That's
for
why
that,
I'm here.
we'd have left him at some kind of crash.
Oh, wow.
A long time ago.
Wow. Yeah,
Would
when
have
I'm,
just tiled pictures of meerkats on the wall, and that would have
when
been
I'm
it.
making things in Photoshop and After Effects, I'm quiet. It
Yeah.
keeps me
Yes.
focused.
Give him something to edit, and he'll be quiet.
I'll
and then
shut
we
up
can,
for days on end.
Peter and I can
Magic.
go to the shops and talk about where our marriage went wrong.
Yeah. God.
Next question.
Listen, your mother.
Next-
She won't shut
Look,
up.
now is not the time. Okay.
Dad, what?
Next
Stop
question
fighting.
comes from Chris Trippy Kiddle at TrippyDrew69. 69.
69.
Lol.
Good.
If you could only play one game for the rest of your life, what would it be?
I'm getting really boring with my answers to these questions, but Binding of Isaac.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I
You
need-
really could play it forever, couldn't
yeah,
you?
that's the thing. It was my favorite game for a reason.
See, this is the thing, though, is that you can't. This isn't the same as what is your favorite game because certain games, I think.
I wouldn't want to play
after
The
you've-
Last of Us forever.
Yeah, exactly.
That would
Yeah,
suck.
yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily want to play Spyro the Dragon forever and ever. I certainly do play it forever and ever, but sparsely.
Yes,
like
yeah.
a
Not
couple of
every
times a
day.
year. No,
It's not
not every
every
day.
day.
It would for me. It would have to be some kind of sandbox game. It would have to be like. God, I don't know. Maybe even something like GTA 5, just because there's so much
Yeah.
to do in that, and there's
It's
always
true.
like new mods and stuff coming out, and yeah, I don't know.
I may be looking through rose tinted glasses, pink tinted glasses. That's right, we're wearing pink glasses.
Yeah, pink.
With our headsets.
Yeah.
Maybe Oblivion, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion.
yeah,
I think.
I
is
do. I
something
really
that
want
could
to try
play for
Oblivion
a
again.
long time.
I've been thinking about starting Oblivion again on PC.
I downloaded Skyrim the other night,
yeah.
but I don't know. I've got like kind of itch to play some kind of Elder Scrolls game, so I might do
Right.
it. And just
I'm
dive in.
so fucking over Skyrim. To be fair, I ruined it for myself because
How many hours do you
Oblivion-
think you put in?
I don't know.
Ooh.
But I do know roughly.
Yeah.
But it was over a really short time scale, which is why I ruined it
Oh,
for
yeah.
myself.
Right.
So I loved Oblivion, and then when Skyrim came out, I was at university, and that was the first time I ever handed in a piece of coursework before the deadline because I
yeah.
knew that if I left it I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
So I did that, got Skyrim, went upstairs on a Friday evening to my room.
Came out on a Monday morning.
I literally only came downstairs to get pizza from the front door, and I was upstairs the entire weekend. Over the course of I platinumed the
Make
game in
eight
a
slices
month.
of French toast.
No, that
Oily
was
toast.
another day. That was me trying to plug the hole in my life that Skyrim left.
Yeah.
I played it solidly for a month, got the platinum, I think I put about 120 hours in a month, and
Jesus.
And then I was like, I just couldn't play it anymore, and I've tried to go back to it ever since. Like, and every single subsequent edition they've released has really riled me up because it's just fucking Skyrim again.
I think this is half the reason why I'm in control when we play Skyrim.
Yeah,
soon, right?
I'm over it. Like, I'm over Skyrim.
Ben would just die if
we're doing fun stuff.
Oh yeah, it's a lot. I think that was what we said is that.
It can't be a Skyrim.
Yeah, absolutely cannot be a Skyrim play because everyone and their mothers and their mother's dog did Skyrim playthroughs on YouTube several years ago. But now there's still so much to be done, and we're proving it, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly. Changing the game.
There's a lot to do and still a lot of fun to be had. But you can say that about any game, and it's just you have to play it in the right way, I think.
Actually, that's the thing. I played Skyrim. I've got like 40 hours in Skyrim. It's nothing extortionate.
Yeah.
But I did spend a lot of time just watching people play Skyrim on YouTube. Like Sips' playthrough. I used to love that.
Yeah,
Jesse Cox did a good playthrough. Yeah. That's where I get all my Skyrim from. I want to play it myself. I want to be in control. I want to make it my story. Darn it.
It's the role playing, I think, that's the most interesting part of it. Because otherwise it's like, I'll pick that up, I'll pick that up, I'll pick it that, I'll kill that person even though I don't need to because I just want the experience.
Yeah, or like, I'll go to X town because I know that quest is there. And it's like, no, I'd rather like stumble upon things and like be seriously like player knowledge and character knowledge, like separate those two out.
Yeah. There's a guy called Andy Kelly who used to write for PSM3, and then I think he made some videos for CVG. I'm not sure where he is now. He's still doing game stuff. But he had a series on YouTube. I think he was called Olaf. It was a guy with like no combat skills at all.
That rings a bell, Olaf.
But he had a dog, and he was like a cabbage farmer,
right?
And that was it. And he'd make like 10 gold a day farming cabbages,
I think I've seen
and
this.
then he'd like stay at an inn and like buy some food. I don't know. It was just really
living a very simple life.
Yeah, it was just weirdly very watchable.
Yeah, that's what happened to when Skyrim first came out. Before I'd got it, and actually before there was even that much on YouTube, I was on a message board, and one of the guys on there had this thread going, and he'd got it on day one and had been playing it like non-stop. And he was just talking about how he was living in some camp that he'd cleared out, and he used to just go out and like hunt deer and like sell the skins and stuff, and he would occasionally like go in and stay at an inn or whatever. And then he would talk about the random encounters that you get, which at the time, before they just became really samey, and you obviously know all of them, it sounded like this just fascinating non-main quest life he was living, where he was like, oh yeah, that house I stole from, a couple of like rough guys came into town and were like, oh yeah, we've been asked to like come and beat you up, and it just sounded like such a wonderful game. And then
when you're actually playing it,
and you're just
normally
like going through it going like, yeah, do that quest, I'll need that, I'll sell that,
and those guys are just a hindrance where it's like, fine, I'll kill you, I suppose,
again
if I have to. I think it's if the role play stuff makes Skyrim interesting, but I cannot play it normally again. I think it's been long enough that I could go back to Oblivion. But there were so many advancements made from Oblivion to Skyrim that there will be stuff that you're like, it feels fresh, but there's a lot of shit that's wrong with this game that Skyrim fixed. Anyway,
the combat
was not fixed in Skyrim at all.
Well, no, but if you go back to Oblivion, the combat is
even worse. Yeah, it's dreadful. God, those Oblivion gates as well were a pain in the ass. Awful. Anyway, that was a question. Thanks you for that question.
It was a good question.
Peter, I think it's your turn to go first.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, it's interesting actually when you talked about the glasses with the crosshair on them.
Yeah.
Right. Well, what I want to talk about.
Are we about to get leaked?
Oh yeah, Super Elite 420 XX Sniper
69.
Pro with a 0 instead of an O.
Yeah.
No, I want to talk about failed World War II weapons tests.
Okay,
all right. Right. You really just keep the theme of Nazis and war alive.
Well,
somehow,
this is me
time.
attempting to go back to my quirky tales, Peter's quirky corner.
Okay.
Right. Remember Jeff the Mongoose?
I do remember.
Forget.
How about the bat bomb?
Oh, cool.
Robin, get the bat bomb.
See, that does sound like a Batman.
It does. It wasn't. I don't think it even featured on Batman at all during the 1940s.
Outrageous.
Yeah. The bat bomb was conceived by a Pennsylvania dentist named Lytle, Lytle. Lytle S. Adams, a friend of First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt. Okay. So a dentist came up with this.
Good.
A lot of military knowledge, of course.
Absolutely, yeah.
The bomb consisted of a bomb-shaped casing with over 1,000 compartments, each containing a hibernating Mexican free-tailed bat with a small, timed incendiary bomb attached.
What? That sounds like so unnecessary.
Right. Well, the bomb was dropped from a really high bomber at dawn. And the casing would then deploy a parachute in mid-flight, and it would open to release the bats.
Wow.
Okay.
Yes.
Smithers,
now
release the bats.
Yes. In theory, this was an American weapon, so this was theoretically the target is Japan.
Okay. Yeah.
The bats would then roost in eaves of houses and attics. You know, Japanese houses which are mostly made of wood and paper. That's not racist. That's actually true.
This is maniacal.
You don't have to keep defending yourself as not being racist.
Well,
look, people
I'm
are
not
going to think
racist,
that you
but
are racist.
There was a short pause of about 1 second, and then you went like that, and I was like, "No." It says
He's
on
at it
Wikipedia that certainly in the 1940s, their houses were made of
That's
wood
fine.
and paper.
One point.
Yeah.
Would the bomb not kill all of the bats when it hits the floor?
No. It doesn't. It doesn't hit the floor.
bats.
It opens up. It's parachuting down this bomb, right?
Okay.
Then the compartments open. The bats fly out.
Yeah.
And it's like a mile above the ground or something.
Imagine seeing a bomb like deploy in the sky, it's
Just a
slowly
swarm
coming
of 1,000
down. It's like,
bats.
oh, better clear the area. That's going to be an explosion,
Yeah.
and then suddenly
Then a parachute comes out and you're like, what the fuck is
bats
that going
come
to do?
fluttering towards your house.
And then over a radius of 20 to 40 miles, the bats would scatter. They would then roost in the eaves of these paper and wooden houses.
Yeah.
And shortly later, the incendiary device would go off.
Jesus
Jar.
Christ.
And
God,
set
double
fire
whammy.
to all these houses. Now, a series of tests to answer various operational questions were conducted. In one incident at the Carlsbad Army Airfield, Auxiliary Air Base near Carlsbad, New Mexico.
Yeah.
The airbase was set on fire in May 1943 when armed bats were accidentally released.
Armed bats.
The bats roosted under a fuel tank and incinerated the test range.
Jesus
oh my
Christ.
God.
That's unfortunate.
Weaponized bats.
It's not the kind of thing you can test, is it? It's the sort of thing you have to
Hey,
hope
Hope.
works
Yeah.
and just
It's not much of a
deploy it.
test. You can
Yeah.
stand there with all the clipboards you like, but really you're just crossing your fingers.
Yeah,
Imagine
and
being
also
in that-
damaging yourself.
Yeah.
Imagine being in that boardroom when the guy says, "Right, guys, I've got an idea."
I'm a dentist. I've got an idea.
Yeah.
The dentist is at it again. Right, just hear me out. Bomb with bats in it.
Now wait
Bat
for
bomb.
it. In August 1943, the project was renamed Project X-Ray
Wow.
for some reason.
Why not Project Sonar? That'd be more.
Yeah, I don't know. And after further testing, it was concluded that it was indeed effective, actually. By 1945, it was estimated that $2 million, and this is in 1945, had been spent on the project, and it's
Jesus.
thought that development of the bat bomb was moving too slowly and was overtaken in the race for a quick end to the war by atomic bomb.
Right.
So,
Was that really what they were banking on to end the war?
Yeah, well,
Bats.
and then the atomic bomb came along, and they were like, oh yeah, we should probably be working on this instead.
But let's put a bat
No.
in there anyway.
But yes, but dentist Adams maintained that the bat bombs would have been effective without the devastating effects of the atomic bomb. He's quoted as having said, "Think of the thousands of fires breaking out simultaneously over a circle of 40 miles in diameter for every bomb dropped. Japan
Jesus.
could have been devastated, yet with small loss of life."
Wow.
he's a bit salty about it all, isn't he?
I think the idea of an atomic bomb is not just, oh, we're going to knock all your buildings down. It's there is going to be a massive loss of life. That's part of the mutually assured destruction, isn't it?
Yeah.
So him saying, oh no, not many people would have died. It's like, well,
Is that kind of worse that you just ruined these lives for people who now have to? I mean,
They're not going to be dead, but their lives aren't going to be worth living.
Yeah.
So that's fine. I don't feel bad for the vet with this. Not the vet. He's
The
not even a
dentist,
vet,
no.
is he? He's not,
so far removed from bats and bombs.
I don't feel bad for the dentist with the stupid name. Who I feel bad for are those bats that spent years training, ready to go and serve their country.
And then they just burst
And
into
then
flames.
Well, they weren't even allowed to burst into flames.
Well,
they
no.
were kept home, weren't they?
Bless them.
Cancelled. I hope a few of them got to ride the H-bomb.
do you think they bred the bats in house? So I had like a room just filled with bats that were slowly
Definitely.
multiplying.
God,
Must
yeah.
have done. In a later review of the project, Stanley P. Lovell, Director of Research and Development for the Office of Strategic Services, mentioned that the bats during testing were dropping to the ground like stones.
Oh, was it
poor
too heavy
bats.
for them?
So it doesn't sound that effective, to be honest. No, apparently a bat can carry more than its own body weight in flight.
Oh.
Wow.
Which is pretty amazing.
Right.
Now, you may have also heard of Project Pigeon. Have you heard of Project Pigeon?
I'm not familiar with the name, but I might be familiar with the concept.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this one is perhaps more well known. I think it featured on an episode of QI once. Essentially, this works with a glider that has a bomb attached to it.
Right.
And in the nose cone of the glider, there's a pigeon. right? Remember that film Valiant?
Yeah, I was just thinking of that. Yeah.
And the pigeon, does it control the? Is that what it is?
Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about with the crosshair glasses. So the pigeon had a clear screen in front of it with basically a crosshair on it, and the pigeon had been taught by a very famous behavioural psychologist called B.F. Skinner, who's famous for electrocuting rats.
And steamed
So
famous for
there's hope for Logan Paul yet, I think, to become
absolutely.
a behavioural psychologist. Skinner had come up with this idea where he would condition pigeons to look through a screen and peck at what would be a target.
Whoa!
So like a battleship or whatever, right? So a pigeon sees this thing and it pecks either straight down the middle, if that's where it is, or if it's off to the side, it'll peck up there. And there's something inside the glider that knows, the pigeon's pecking in the sort of top right quadrant. We will now slightly change course.
So there's nothing else controlling this glider.
No,
it's purely pigeon operated.
It's being piloted by a pigeon.
It's the first drone.
It is
That's
a first
amazing.
drone. So this was before any kind of electronic guidance system. So this was genuinely like a really good idea.
Yeah. But with a pigeon.
Yeah.
I think every good idea that has a pigeon in should be a really good idea, and then in parentheses,
with a
but
pigeon.
with a pigeon.
With a pigeon, yeah. So it would peck towards the target, and that would readjust the course of the glider.
That's amazing. I love that.
And once the target came into the center on the crosshair, it would just be pecking right in the middle, and the course would be maintained, and the bomb would be flown directly.
So there's just a pigeon there.
Yeah.
How could this possibly go wrong, Peter?
See, that's worse, actually, than the bats, because the bats were just using natural instinct in the... All the bats were doing, they hadn't been trained, right? They're just doing what they do, which is roosting in the eaves.
They worked very hard.
Right, but the pigeons had been trained
to kill
in
themselves.
a room to kill themselves. Yeah. They didn't know they were being trained to kill themselves. All they were told was,
I didn't think about the pigeon.
peck this target and here's some seeds, and they loved it.
Oh!
And then one day they were put into a glider, and they were like, "Oh, great! This is my first time out in the field. I'm going to get loads of seeds when I get back."
Flying.
Yeah, and then they never came home.
Oh no!
Well, that said, the National Defence Research Committee saw the idea to use pigeons in glide bombs as very eccentric and impractical, but still contributed $25,000 to research.
Good.
But it never really came into fruition. And Skinner, who had some success with the training, complained, quote, "Our problem was no one would take us seriously."
I wonder why.
That's about right.
Sounds like wartime is the best time to pitch a crazy idea, because anything can happen.
They say necessity is the mother of... That's my phone. Necessity is the mother of invention, but actually war, I think, is the mother of invention.
Well, there is a necessity attached to war.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Got to stay alive. Got to get those Japanese by killing them with
any
bats.
means
Not
necessary.
killing them.
Bats or pigeons.
Just making them destitute with bats.
So that's my little foray into
thank you, Peter. That was delightful.
You're welcome. Join us in however long it takes me to do another one for another quirky adventure from Wikipedia.
Would you guys like a question?
I'd love one.
I'd love one.
This comes from Richard Major.
Yeah.
R Major 86. Richard Major.
He's not your major. He's our major.
He's Dick Major.
Yeah.
Major Dick.
Major Dick. Ground control to Major Dick.
Now, this is a brilliant question, and we're going to have to cut away to editing Ben for the answer.
Right.
Whoa.
But I think we can all have a guess at it anyway.
Okay.
If you took the pile of worst games ever that you've got to CEX,
Over 100.
what would they be worth?
Oh my god! Are you gonna literally count every game, calculate it, put it into CX?
I'm gonna put every game we've got in that spreadsheet into.
That is going to take you forever.
It is.
Okay,
yeah.
well let's have a little guess.
Let's have a guess.
What we think it could be.
But the prices vary so much. Like some of the old games, like PS1 games now have started going for like 20 or more pounds, like 12 to 25 pounds, whereas some naff PS2 games go for 50p. Like it's really difficult.
Yeah.
And then we've got some newish games as well, like PS3. Have we got any PS4? We've got one PS4 game now,
Yeah, we have.
at time of recording. So
I've got my guess.
Have a guess. Go on.
£47.60.
Okay, Peter.
I think more than that. I think a lot more than that. I think I'm going to say like double that, like
Ooh.
86 pounds and 2 pence.
Okay, I'm going to say £69.69.
Nice.
Right.
It's the
Nice.
sex number.
Good.
I like
It
it.
is the sex.
I'll change mine to
Ben, give us one of those.
£420.
Yes.
Okay.
You didn't get part of that.
No.
Sorry, Peter.
Come here. Let's give us a little one of those slapper-doos.
I couldn't even pick it up on the
So
microphone.
soft.
That was weak. Wee-oo. Hello, it's Future Ben here with some facts for you. Are you ready? The total amount of all of our worst games ever comes to £56 £1.36. Wee woo, future Ben out. Wee woo. What did you say? You changed your answer.
I'm going to change my answer to £420. No, I'm not.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Stop
you're
being so
a
silly.
ridiculous man.
420.
I'm really curious to see the result of this.
Yeah, maybe we
That's
should.
fascinating.
Can we just cam the show and just sell all our games now? Is that?
Yeah, that's it. We can retire off this. Send us your tat and we'll put it on eBay immediately.
Send us all your copies of like Tomba 1 and stuff, which is worth £150.
Is it
now.
Tomba or Tome B?
It's Tome B in the UK, but everywhere else it's Tomba.
Okay.
Or in Europe, sorry. But do you know why?
Why?
Because in America they decided to call it Tome B, and then when they tried to sell it in Europe, they realised that that's Italian for grave.
Oh, that's not going to love that.
Okay, never mind. That's a bit sad. Michael.
Oh, hello.
Would you like to go next?
Oh, I'd love to.
I'm so excited. Is this going to be more cannibalism and stuff?
Oh, yeah. This
Bit
week
too
on
much
Guess How Many
cannibalism for
People
me.
They Murdered, it's me. How many people have I murdered? No, we're going down a nice, more wholesome route.
Loads.
Who's getting out of this room alive?
It's none of us. We're all dying.
God, okay.
I'm going a bit more.
Bats everywhere.
Oh, I've let off my bat bomb. Oh, the pigeon's
bats.
tapping at Ben. Bit more wholesome this week.
Yeah.
I'm just going to talk about our favourite content creators.
Oh.
In any capacity, be it musicians, YouTubers, artists, podcasters, etc., etc.
Okay.
Presumably we can't talk about Neil Cicierega again.
He is on my list
He is on your list.
because he permeates every facet of my life.
He does.
So I need to mention him somehow.
Yeah, you go first. Yeah.
I've got quite a fairly sizable list here, but I won't talk about all of them. But Neil Cicierega, famous for many things, music, films, games. Just Google him. You'll find a wealth of stuff. He did a TED-style talk talking about his history, going from his childhood making games. He was homeschooled, and his parents
Was he?
let him do whatever he wanted.
No wonder he's so fucking weird.
Yeah.
But he's fucking amazing. If you will know Neil Cicierega in some capacity.
He'll have done something that you've seen and you'll be like, oh, he did that one.
And that, and it never ends. But yeah, he's one of my favourite boys. Dan Bell, he's a YouTuber. My favourite series from him is called Another Dirty Room, where basically they go to the most disgusting, dilapidated hotels in America.
Wow.
And properly raid through the rooms and kind of do proper analysation of. They do blood splatter sprays. They take apart the beds.
Did it take dark lights with them?
Yeah,
UV lights.
it makes you feel.
disgusting and
It
fun.
makes you never want to stay in a hotel again. There's instances where they've picked up a bed, looked underneath, there's heroin needles and cocaine and stuff there.
Oh my gosh.
And there's rooms where they start spraying it with I think it's the stuff that lights up the blood. The whole room is just covered. The ceiling is just covered from people spraying it with needles after they shoot up. They
Oh my
spray it up.
God.
It'll make you terrified to ever go near a hotel again. But
That's
it's so
awful.
good.
It's a good format though. It's a good
It's
idea.
genuinely amazing. He does other videos. He explores dead malls. It's totally abandoned shopping malls.
Oh, cool.
He goes through them.
I love Urbex stuff. Urban
He's
exploration.
really good for that kind of
It's cool.
stuff. LGR, Lazy Game Reviews.
Yes.
I know Ben's been watching some of
Yeah,
his
just
stuff.
recently.
Oh, yeah.
He is one of my favourite YouTubers. He covers a lot of old tech from the 90s and early 2000s.
Oh, cool.
Really weird little things.
I'm totally unaware of that. I'll have
Let's
a
go thrifting.
Yes, his thrift series is
Oh,
probably
this
my
guy.
favourite.
That's the one
Yeah.
I got stuck watching his thrift videos and sort of lived vicariously
It's
through
really
his
easy to
amazing
binge on
finds.
it.
Yeah.
He just goes to thrift shops across near where he lives and just finds all weird little oddities and games and stuff. He's really fun to watch. He's very wholesome.
Just makes me sad that UK charity shops are so naff.
Yeah, we get nothing like
You
that.
never get anything decent there.
Jay Foreman is another one. Musician kind of is one of his side things, but he does lots of general trivia about London and kind of the infrastructure of London and lots of general British trivia. But one of my favourite series is Map Men, where him and someone else talk about just oddities with maps, loads of little weird maps you might not have heard of or little idiosyncrasies in maps. I can't remember any major plot points from any of the episodes,
Right.
but I know it's very interesting.
I like to
Streets.
watch it, but it doesn't teach me anything.
Yeah, I'm like a sieve. Everything goes straight through me.
Yeah.
But he's got a series called Forgotten London or something, where he goes through all the forgotten tube stations that are derelict and
okay,
not used.
yeah.
I like those.
He does loads of interesting stuff like that. Lasagna Cat.
Oh my god.
Lasagna
Jesus.
Cat is my favourite YouTube
So
channel.
weird.
I
It's
think.
haunting.
Is it really your favourite?
It's one of those things where it uploaded about 10 videos 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And it went totally dead for that entire time. And then last year, there was a resurgence and they just uploaded 10 new videos, including a 6-hour telethon where they put up a little video with a phone number on. It was a sex survey. So you just phone the number and say how many people you had sex with. And then they put every single one of those voicemails into a 6-hour long video. And that video is It's a fucking piece of art.
My God.
It's dynamic. Because oh dear, I've locked my microphone. The video takes place in real time. So as Garth, what happens is the door bells. John answers the door, opens it. There's a mannequin there. The voicemail happens, but that repeats over and over for 6 hours. But as the time progresses, time changes. Like outside gets darker, the clock changes, the lighting changes. It's an incredible piece of art. But the people who made that, Fatal Farm, you might know them for their adverts. They do all the Old Spice adverts with Terry Crews.
Oh, really?
So that's where they get the money for this stuff. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's cool.
I'm going to go on to a few podcasts now. This is going to be my little podcast recommendation area.
Right.
Talking Simpsons. And I really like The Simpsons, and I've always kind of wanted to know more about it, and Talking Simpsons is the perfect way to learn about all the background of making The Simpsons. Like, these three guys know everything about The Simpsons. They talk about their childhood. Like, they were the kind of guys who recorded every episode, kept it all on tapes, and now they're just spurting out that knowledge for everyone to love. It's a... what's the word for it? It's chronological watching of the episodes. Like every week they do a new episode in order. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and it's just, like some of the episodes go on for 2 hours because they go really in depth, like behind the scenes, talking about the writers and stuff. Yeah. So if you're interested in The Simpsons in any capacity, I highly recommend that. And lastly, back to serial killers.
Oh yeah.
Last podcast on the left is my. It's a really nice kind of true crime podcast. It's a lot of people don't like it.
They have a good logo.
They do. Oh, I look. Yeah, I've got 2 T-shirts by them.
Have you?
Yeah, and I love their logo, but they're not for everyone. A lot of people find the humor very grating. It's very American bro humor.
Right.
But it took me a few episodes to kind of get into it. But if you like anything kind of supernatural, spooky, ghosts, anything crime or horror related, it's a very good one to try out.
Well, that's
my comprehensive list of internet things I like.
That would be my first mention. Would be the Lore podcast.
Oh, I've been meaning to get into that. Yeah,
LORE. We were talking about it the other day, weren't we? The three of us. It's a similar kind of thing. It's presented in a very, very different style, though, to last podcast on the right, Padcost. And or was it on the left? Well, whatever.
No wonder you keep missing
there wasn't
it.
A 10 wrong.
God, going down the wrong road.
God.
I'm subscribing to Lore right now.
Yeah, do it. Law is a single guy called Aaron Mankey.
Right. Yeah.
And he essentially talks about perhaps an urban legend or a ghost story or an aspect of folklore, but then quite often he'll sort of tie it to kind of supposedly real anecdotal stuff that where something may have actually taken place.
It's like the roots of the myth.
The roots of the myth, really. And there's still like some of the stories where he's saying like, oh, but maybe it was chillingly real, and then he'll tell a story that's also clearly an urban myth. Overall, it's really interesting. His presenting style's a bit weird in that he sort of has this weird. He kind of pauses between words in his sentences. But at the beginning I thought this is going to be really grating, but I got used to it, and I genuinely would recommend it massively if you're into either your serial killers, Mikey, or just sort of folklore and spookums.
I really hope I can get down with his voice because it sounds really interesting. Yeah. I've been wanting something like that, so I'm going to try it tonight and I'll report back tomorrow, Peter.
And on Amazon Video there's now a 6-episode thing that he's done where it's like animated. It's basically just an episode of Law, but they've got this really nice or actually it's not animated, it's live action. It's got a nice animated intro but a live action representation thing.
Right.
Sticking with the spookums, one of my favourite but also one of the weirdest YouTube channels I've ever watched is Alan Tutorial.
Oh yes.
Are you aware of Alan Tutorial, Ben?
No.
It's this guy who he's behind the camera, he's holding a camera, and it started off, I think maybe the very first one might have actually been almost like you couldn't tell the difference between it and a normal tutorial, and he just sort of goes, "Hey guys, welcome to my tutorial page. Today we're going to learn how to draw a picture of an owl," and they'll draw a picture of an owl. But then as it went on, it got more abstract. So there's quite a famous one called "How to Pick a Blue Chair Up Off the Floor," and he just picks a blue chair up. And then it just gets weirder and weirder, and eventually he ends up in this room that he seems to be locked in. It's like this white cell, and as more and more episodes pass by, these bottles of piss start gathering in the corner.
Right.
And he does more and more tutorials. He's getting all covered in paint and stuff, and then when he does a tutorial, $1 gets slid under the door. And then it's just this weird kind of descent into madness with this creepy Michael Jackson voiced man going, "Hey, welcome to my tutorial page. Don't forget to subscribe to my tutorial page." And then it's incredible.
I do love Alan's tutorials.
It's so hard to
He's
describe,
amazing.
but it's
it's one of those things where just like start from the beginning and work your way through his videos. It's so worthwhile.
I think the turning point was one that was called something like "How to Get Back into Your House When You're Locked Out," and it started with him outside of a house. And by the end, he doesn't actually manage to get back in again. And then from there, he's like living out in the wild, and he's like eating berries that he finds in the bin and stuff. And it just
you guys are really into your obscure shit, aren't you?
It got super weird.
Speaking of eating berries, I've just remembered another YouTube channel. What's he called? The guy lives in the forest and makes things. I might have to Google this.
While you're doing that, Michael, the last one I would say is super mainstream now. This is like it's properly sponsored by YouTube kind of thing, but I can't get enough of the Slow-Mo Guys. Have you watched any Slow-Mo Guys?
I watched a recent Slow-Mo Guys video, and it's like I can't.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, not anymore.
What, the hosts or?
Yeah, the hosts and the whole setup and the whole show format. Not a fan.
No, really.
I've never really.
I watched the
properly dived
professional
into
wrestling
it.
one as well. Just thought it was a bit crap.
There was a Slow-Mo Guys episode about professional wrestling.
Yeah, like luchadors and stuff.
Oh, cool.
Johnny
I've not seen
Mundo
that.
in and.
I think they're still like coming up with really good ideas. Personally, like some of the things that they do, like you feel like they've been doing it for so long that surely everything that looks good in slow-mo has been done now.
Yeah,
but
always new stuff.
They're still like using those 6-foot water balloons, but in like different ways, in like quite interesting ways.
Yeah.
I watched one where they split a bullet with an axe.
Oh
so they
my
had
God.
a super sharp hatchet, and they lined up this rifle and fired, and the bullet slices into 4 pieces as it hits this axe, and they're just like I love watching it. It's like really calming, the music that they play and stuff. So yeah, that's my mainstream entry after Alan Tutorial.
Alan Tutorial is good though. I remembered the channel name.
Yeah.
Primitive Technology. Just a man in the woods making primitive tools and stuff, and it's mesmerizing.
That's cool. Ben, what's your stuff?
As far as podcasts go, my brother and me.
Oh yeah.
is excellent and weird, and I enjoy that very much. And I listen to a few wrestling podcasts. Art of Wrestling is great with Colt Cabana, and what else is there? There's that Anna Faris is Unqualified.
Oh yeah,
something I quite like. She was in Scary Movie.
She was Anna Faris.
Yeah.
Yeah, she wasn't she with Chris Pratt? For a while?
Chris Pratt's ex-wife.
Yeah,
quite recent. And she basically just talks to, because obviously she's got ridiculous access to loads of famous faces.
Yeah.
She just chats with them about shit, but she's really vulgar and promiscuous, and it's quite funny.
Yeah, she's like a strange person, isn't she?
She's really weird.
You sort of expect her to be quite. I think the first time you see Anna Faris, you think she's going to be quite innocent. Anna.
It's not Anna.
It's one N, isn't it?
I think I don't know.
Or I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway,
Anna Faris.
Anna Faris.
Yeah.
She looks like quite a sort of sweet young lady.
No, she's
not.
filthy.
Yeah, she's quite weird.
It's great. I sort of fell out of love with it recently because they started putting adverts on it, which I haven't got a problem with in general. But people who treat it on podcasts like it's like they're huge fans of every product they're shilling for. It makes me. It's just disgusting. Like she's got this guy who's her friend called Sim who just drives me up the fucking wall. I find him so annoying, and he's just like, Anna, let me talk to you about this food. It saves me so much time.
Yeah.
And it's just I just have to skip it every time because it's almost unlistenable.
Yeah.
I'd much rather them say, because my brother and me have a section of Sponsored Bit which they just call the Money Zone, where they have these reads, but they read them live and they fuck about with it and have fun with it, and it's great. But yeah, some podcasts really, my God. I'm not such a huge fan of like the grim murdery podcasts. My girlfriend is a huge fan of the murder podcasts, but she seems to have
about New York murders.
Yes, you did. Yeah,
with actual photos of bodies.
It's great.
Yes, it was great. What a great book. And sometimes when we're driving together, she listens to some of them. But I'm okay with that because she's found one that's not, like, as you said, not like full of the bro humor and stuff.
Yeah.
It's this Australian guy who just treats it very spookily. In a sense, where he just reads it with ominous music in the background, and it's like an hour long, and it's just read as if it's a documentary rather than a haha, and then he died.
Yeah, it's a bit. I think it's a bit weird when you're talking about someone who was like, butchered to death, and then you're going, lol.
Yeah. I'm not such a huge fan of that, but that was good. That he does a good one. And in terms of YouTube, I really like Binging with Babish. Someone I've been watching almost since the beginning, where he just recreates food from TV and film and games sometimes as well. But it's like he used to be a special effects guy for adverts for food and things, so it's really well shot and really well done. She Says is another one who does Boundary Break.
Boundary Break,
Boundary Break's great. Where he gets into the commands and can basically just break out of the environment and show things from different angles, and that's really cool.
Yeah,
I think that's really about it. I don't want to go on too long, but lots of interesting people out there on the internet.
Yeah,
ready
we're
to
the
be
best
viewed.
though, right?
Oh yeah,
absolutely. Next question comes from Caf.
Hey,
Cafcast.
Cafcast,
fellow Yogscast member.
off of the Yogscast network.
He says, if you were signed to the WWE, what would your wrestling persona be, and would you be face, heel, or on the sidelines making a fool of yourself?
So I'm not a wrestling boy, so a lot of those words are kind of lost on me.
Ask me any of them.
A face is a good boy. A heel is a bad boy.
Yeah.
I'd be a face.
Yeah.
You'd be a
I
good
think
guy.
I've thought about this before.
What would be your character?
I can't remember my character, but I remember my move, which is called the WD-40.
Nice.
Where I loop myself up and just run at the wrestling ring and just slide over and knock
just
people out
slide
by
all
the
the way
legs.
through.
Like a bowling ball.
Yeah, like a bowling ball.
Yeah.
Okay. That does require oiling yourself. Is that part of the maneuver, or would you come to the ring already oiled?
Yeah, I'd go like what was it WrestleMania where they had like the really long entrance slide?
Yes,
I would just slide down that like a penguin and then build up some momentum and use that to get into the ring.
I would pay to see that, to be fair. I would pay to see that.
I don't know what wrestling name I'd have though. Any ideas?
Loud.
Loud, okay.
Loud.
Here comes Loud!
And now making his way to the ring, Loud. Oh, God, that would be the music as well.
That would be your finisher, just going in their ear.
I think anyone would tap out. That's a submission,
Make him
right?
stop!
Peter.
God, I don't know. I've not. Do you have an answer prepped? Because I've not ever
I can sort of
given any thought to this.
Make one up, I
Right.
think.
Yeah, well.
Just based on playing previous wrestling games.
Well,
really,
that's the thing.
making
If
my
you've
own
done that
character.
already, then yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'd be called Chocolate Thunder,
Nice.
and I would wear a cape to the ring, which always goes well.
Yeah.
And I'd be a bad guy. My finishing move would be, it's like, I think it was called the 99 Crusher in one of the games.
Right.
So where you get them into a suplex position, you lift them up, and then you just sit down and drop them on their head.
Oh, yeah.
It looks really horrible, but it's a cool looking move at
Break
the same
your
time.
neck.
Yeah, Breaky.
Breaky.
80
Breaky heart.
Speaking of chocolate thunders, when I was in New York years ago,
What did you do?
went to the Outback Steakhouse, and
for God's
for dessert, I got a chocolate thunder from down under.
Did you? What is that?
It was just a shit ton of ice cream and brownie and stuff. It
that
was great.
sounds good. I
And
thought
that-
you meant I went to Outback Steakhouse and had
Had a chocolate thunder.
Just went to the toilet.
Just did a massive shit.
Real diarrhea, right?
Just
Yeah.
before going to the restaurant, our taxi driver said, "Oh, be careful! People get stabbed around here."
Oh,
Bye.
that's
Sweet.
Yeah,
Thanks.
see you later.
Welcome to New York. Go on,
Concrete
You'll be
jungle
by
where
your
dreams are
dreams
made. Where people get
of.
stabbed all the time.
You'll get punched in your face.
I think I'd be like super gimmicky. Like I would go way over the top. I'd either want to be like dressed up like a proper robot with like a big square cube on my head
Yeah.
and like, you know, serious like 1930s style film robot, or like, I don't know, something really campy like a Robin Hood Man in Tights kind of thing.
Okay, I think that would be good for you.
Yeah.
You could fly in on wires.
Yeah,
that'd
I'd
be
fly in on
amazing,
wires
yeah.
dressed as Robin Hood in mostly just green tights and like I guess the rest of the costume, but I'm all about
Who knows? You could be called, if you were the robot, instead of being called Tiny Peter, you could be called Binary Peter.
Oh,
Binary Peter,
I like
yeah.
it. Yes.
Yeah, that's good. Or Tiny Computer.
Yeah, Tiny Pooter.
Tiny Computer, yeah.
Yeah.
And as Robin Hood, I would definitely be like a face.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, you'd have to be.
Yeah.
You'd steal from the bad guys and give
Yeah.
it. I
Or
don't
it could
know,
be
I don't know what
inverse
you do.
Robin Hood.
You just go around stealing everyone's championship belts.
Yeah.
Just keeping
Yeah,
it.
never win any matches, just steal it all.
Yeah.
And I don't know, my finishing move would just be like, it would be called the fuck you. Fuck
Nice.
you. I
Nice, that's
just
really
like
good.
punch him in the face.
The fuck
I don't
you.
know what it's called.
Fuck
How
you.
about fuck you?
Yeah.
Hang on.
Oh, and it's Robin Hood with the fuck you.
John Cena used to have a move called the FU.
Oh,
he?
yeah.
Yeah, because he was feuding with Brock Lesnar back in the day, who has a move called the F5. And so he did the FU, which is now called the AA.
Right.
Because they had to change it because John Cena likes children now.
Yeah.
Not in that way.
Oh, he's
but
a good man.
He's friends with the children.
Yeah. He's a
friend of children, John
Understand.
Cena.
There we go. That's us thinking on our feet, trying to come up with
Amazing.
content.
My turn.
Yep.
I brought something for you boys today.
Whoa.
A nice little story.
Hello, Eleanor.
Settle in.
It's Bobby Babaloon.
Hello, Eleanor.
What is it? Elaine.
No.
Hello. Shit. What? Who was it?
Hi, Evelyn.
Evelyn. How could we forget?
I was close.
No, not that one. This is a different one. Now, you guys might be familiar with a chain of toy companies called Toys R Us.
Oh, no.
Or as we call it in the industry,
Dead.
Toys R Us.
Toys R Us.
Now, Toys R Us going through a bit of a financial issue at the moment, by
Yeah.
which I mean it's fucked.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
And I don't know if you heard this, Peter. I think you did because you told me.
I told you, yeah. So I did.
Toys
hear
R
this.
Us. That was just a segue into conversation. You
Right.
don't need to get defensive, Peter. Toys R Us founder Charles Lazarus has died.
Lazarus.
Charles Lazarus.
Well, he'll be back soon.
Just put him in the pit, right?
Yeah.
In his self-titled pit, and he'll be right back. But yeah, as the company is folding and crushing and dying, so too
is-
has the founder Charles Lazarus.
They've got to be connected. That's got to be a stress thing where it's just like, oh, my fortune
I mean, he
is
was in his
coming.
90s, but yeah, it's
kind of very
true.
It's like that
Good
song
timing.
about the grandfather clock. And it stopped short, never to go again when the old man died.
Oh, that's a bit morbid.
That's just a fucking Yorkshire thing. I
Yeah.
think, Peter. I've never heard of that.
Ecky thump.
We're not here to talk about
Wait, sorry,
Charles
what's
Lazarus
what's an
again
Aki
here today.
thump?
I don't know. It's just.
Don't entertain his
It's an
northern
explanation.
No, I wanna hear
nonsense.
about
Don't
Yorkshire.
entertain his
It's like the
nonsense.
Shire. It's
I'll tell you when
magical.
you're older. It's fine.
We're not here to talk about Charles Lazarus today, though.
Oh.
We're here to talk about Dearly Beloved. We're not actually here to celebrate the life of Charles Lazarus. We're here to celebrate the sort of the hubris and the presumptuousness of Isaac Larian, the billionaire toy executive behind Bratz, Little Tykes, and LOL Surprise Dolls, who wants to save Toys R Us.
Our Lord and Saviour.
I didn't know this.
Do you want to know? I can put all of your heightened expectations just straight into the grave with one hyperlink.
Oh, no.
GoFundMe.com/help save Toys R Us.
How much do you need? Surely it's in the billions.
Isn't he a billionaire, though?
This
if
is
he's-
taken. He is a billionaire. This is taken from the GoFundMe page.
Oh, God.
Toys R Us is on the verge of permanently closing its doors. It feels like the end of an era with sad headlines spreading across news and social media. But there is still time to save this American icon, and you can help. Now, who wants to guess how much this GoFundMe page is for?
120 million.
500 million.
1 billion.
Oh.
He wants $1 billion.
He's got $1 billion. Fuck off.
The deadline for
Doesn't
reaching
need
the
our money.
$1 billion goal is Memorial Day, which we don't know, but
No.
here it is in actual words.
Yeah.
The 28th of May.
Right.
Which
Jesus.
at the time of recording is about a month and a half
Oh,
So
easy.
that's
away.
literally not going to happen.
No. What's the
probably
what's the
not.
point? That's so weird.
Trust me, it gets better.
Oh,
There's
Jesus.
a magical place we're nowhere near
No one's
there.
going to save. The funds collected through this campaign would be used in the formulation of a bid to acquire
bid?
to acquire some of Toys R Us's assets through the bankruptcy process.
Oh, God.
This is not a charitable donation, and certain donor disclosure apply.
So
It
with
continues.
GoFundMe, you don't get any perks with that, do you?
You don't get any.
It's
Well,
literally out of
actually, you
goodwill.
do. You do with this, and I will list them shortly because
Great.
they're kind of ridiculous. Please read before donating. Be advised that this is not a donation to a charitable cause and there is no tax deduction available. It is a donation to a potential commercial venture. The funds raised would be added to other capital being gathered by the potential purchasers of some or all of Toys R Us. A donation to this campaign doesn't qualify you to claim equity in any potential acquisition. It simply means you want future generations to be Toys R Us kids.
Oh, Jesus.
So
Thing
basically,
is-
join our scheme. We might spend it on this, but who knows? You're not
Yeah.
getting it back if we don't.
The thing is, right, everyone's sort of going, oh no, Toys R, oh no, no. The reason it's going out of business is because none of these people saying, oh no, have fucking been to
Yeah.
Toys R Us.
It's because it's not a viable business model. at this
Everyone's
point.
so like two-faced and like fickle about this kind of thing. Like, you know, you can't complain about something disappearing if you've not been using it. It's like when
Yeah.
people say like, "Oh, I'm sick of these supermarkets coming in and taking over the local Bob the Baker's," and it's like, well, you've been going to Morrison's yourself, and if you've not been going to Bob the Baker's, then he's going to get moved.
Let's be
Bob the
honest here,
Baker.
guys. As much as Bob the Baker deserves to be supported,
Yeah.
his bread's just not as nice or convenient as Morrison's bread.
Whoa,
And
are
it's
you being
as
paid by
simple as
Morrison's
that.
here? Come on.
I'm just saying, sometimes local shops are shit.
Yeah,
Whoa.
you can't go to Bob the Baker's and get your photo taken from a webcam and put straight onto a cake.
Exactly.
Which you can do at Asda.
You can.
There
That's Asda price.
In
no change
Bedminster,
in there
there is
'cause
a
I'm
little
poor.
toy shop, like a little independent toy shop, which we've walked past a couple of times. It's I don't know, like opening up an independent toy shop for starters is a very
Opening up
risky.
an independent anything is a risky
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying people shouldn't, because some people can create incredible, delicious things.
Yeah.
But
If anyone has a bagel business, please open a good one near Bristol, because I really want some nice bagels. Thanks.
Let us know. The problem is, guys, that you can't always afford the homemade stuff.
No.
And typically, you get less of it.
Yeah.
It's sometimes not very good. And you're paying a premium. Whereas if you go to a supermarket, you can live there.
Nah.
You can spend money there, and you can get quite a lot.
I sort of disagree with that.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, in my current financial position, yeah, I have to just go to a supermarket and get whatever's on offer.
Yeah.
But you know, when I'm 30, I have every intention of like getting
Doing the
local
local
bread.
shops.
And
You
yeah,
have goals,
See, I've just
financial
got-
goals when I'm 30. I'm
Well,
going to be
like
sustainable.
to quickly go back to Ecky Thump, I grew up in a village that didn't have a supermarket, like
Oh, same.
or like a town. I'm not even saying I was in a little village. I was like a reasonably large settlement in Yorkshire, but there just didn't happen to be a supermarket, and you would have to go to the butchers and then the bakers and then the candlestick
The greengrocers.
makers, the greengrocers.
But look out, here come the horse and carriages.
Yeah.
You might get hit by those.
Yeah, steady. Just don't let your hoop roll into the road there.
Exactly.
You get in trouble.
It's really dangerous.
Yeah.
And here comes the Yorkshire police. Hey-o,
Hey up, hey up, hey up.
hey-o.
Now then, we'll have nothing. We'll have none of this.
No, stop that. Go on, off you go.
Listen, I know your dad.
Everyone knows everyone's
I
dad.
am
There's only
your
3
dad.
people in this village.
I grew up in a village that had no shops.
Yeah.
Even when I'm 30, I'm going to try and save money.
Yeah.
Right? I'm going to shop at supermarkets. And I will shop at small shops sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
if and when, but they're just not as convenient.
Oh.
And that's why they're dying out.
They're
and they
not as
can't,
convenient.
They can't just become convenient. I realise that.
No.
But it's not for me.
But
And neither is
sometimes
I'm
Toys R
terrified
Us.
by this monopolisation of big corporations.
Sometimes the quality is way better though. Like a nice oven bottom Lancashire muffin, or
Say,
like
you've got to stop this.
you know, a nice steak from the butcher's, proper like good steak.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying that all that stuff is
Yeah.
bad. I'm just saying that for the price
Yeah.
and the convenience, there's a reason why big business wins
Yeah.
out.
You're right. That's the way it's going, unfortunately. And it'll all be delivered by drone soon.
Oh, yeah.
Look, I'm okay with just lying there sedated.
Yeah, just with the tube
with my
down your
Tesco
mouth.
branded tube right down my throat.
Yeah.
I'm all right with
Intravenous
that.
Tesco value food.
Exactly. Like it's just sustenance, isn't it?
Yeah.
You don't need to enjoy life.
No.
It's just,
Just feed me that brown
you
slop.
exist and then you don't.
Yeah.
Might as well just
I think
treat it that way.
Tesco's do funerals. No, Co-op do funerals. So you're sorted. When you're dead,
Yeah.
you don't need
Just
to
do
go
it
to
all
a
through the
local
Co-op.
funeral organizer.
I think that is actually Tesco's slogan: "Is you exist and then you don't."
Yeah.
So,
and then
so
you
why
are no
try?
use to us.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Tesco.
you exist and then you don't.
Every little helps.
Do you think... Because speaking of independent shops, Snappy Tomato Pizza.
That's pretty good.
Do you think
but they're
Tes-
franchises?
Yeah, but you think Tesco would buy them out and just eventually Tesco will start selling huge 27-inch
Dude,
square
if they
pizzas?
do that, that would be a lot more convenient for me. Sometimes it's not the end of the world.
You're a bad boy.
That's all I'm saying.
Support your local stores.
Let's get to these contributor rewards.
Please
now,
do.
I want you to bear in
Oh,
mind
shit.
the amount of money that you need to pledge to get these things,
Yeah.
okay? And also what you're getting in exchange for that money. Because obviously they want $1 billion.
If you
Yeah.
pledge $1 billion, do you just get Toys R Us?
Oh, that'd be amazing.
No,
Oh.
you don't. Because it doesn't count as any equity in any potential acquisition.
Cool.
So you're just pissing
Oh, you're
$1
pissing
billion.
away money? Wow.
It just means that you want future generations to be Toys R Us kids. Which
And
I
you're
wasn't.
declaring that by giving money to a man who might not spend it on Toys R Us.
Fucking Isaac over here. Right, first pledge. There are a few, so bear with me here. If you pledge $5 to $49, you'll get a Save Toys R Us bumper sticker.
Sick.
Wow.
50 to 99, you'll get a Toys R Us bumper sticker and a special Save Toys R Us Num Noms.
What
the fuck's a Num Nom?
I don't know, but presumably this guy has all sorts of lines of toys, so a Num Nom is a thing. If you pledge $100 to $499, which is already too much, you get the bumper sticker, a pin,
Oh my god.
And
Not a pin badge, just an actual
just a pin. And Save Toys R Us Special Edition LOL Surprise.
Right.
This is all stuff that's costing literally pennies to make as well, because he owns the places that are manufacturing these goods.
Free.
He's not telling you what the surprise is.
$500 to $999. You get the bumper sticker, a pin, a magnet.
Whoa.
A customized Save Toys R Us Special Edition Little Tykes Cozy Coupe.
Ooh.
Don't know. So you're spending $1,000 and you're getting a toy car and a magnet.
Yep. If you spend $1,000 to $4,999, you get the bumper sticker, a pin, a magnet, and I'll Always Be a Toys R Us Kid t-shirt, and a Little Tykes Build a House, which I've looked up, it's worth £200.
Wow.
Oh my god.
$5,000 to $9,999 will get you the bumper sticker, the pin, the magnet, the I'll Always Be a Toys R Us Kid t-shirt, and a Little Tykes Super Slam and Dunk.
What if I don't like Little Tykes, but I like Toys R Us?
Well, that's the problem, Peter.
Yeah.
Well, they may win you over if you donate between $10,000 and $24,999. You get the bumper sticker, the pin, the magnet, the t-shirt, an invite to a local Toys R Us reopening block party.
No.
And
You get to go to the Toys R Us.
and a Little Tykes backyard makeover.
I really like how there's the bands are so wide there. So that's up to $24,000.
Yeah.
$999. Why wouldn't you just spend an extra dollar and get
A bumper sticker, a pin, a magnet, a t-shirt, an invite to a reopening block party, a tour of the Ohio Little Tykes factory, the oldest toy
Little
factory
Tykes.
currently operating in the US, including travel and accommodations for £1 more, $1 more even.
What a bargain.
50 grand to 75 grand. You get a bumper sticker, a pin, a magnet, a t-shirt, a personal block party for your friends and family, including Little Tykes products, food, and all associated items. I don't know what Little Tykes food is, but I imagine it's plastic.
Yeah,
and I
it's
wouldn't
toy
eat
food.
it. Right, you ready for a big jump in bandwidth
Oh,
here?
it keeps going.
75k to 250k. You get a bumper
$250,000.
sticker, a pin, a magnet, a t-shirt, an invite to a local block party, not your own one this time, you lose that, and attendance at a special taping of Unboxed, whatever that is, and it includes travel and accommodations.
if you spend $500,000, you get sectioned.
Are you ready for this next one? Because now it starts to get silly.
Right.
250k to $1 million.
Oh my god!
You get a Save Toys R Us bumper sticker.
Yes!
A pin, a magnet,
magnet.
and I'll Always Be a Toys R Us Kid t-shirt.
An invite to a local block
Toys R Us
party.
reopening block party. And toys for 5 years from Toys R Us.
Wow.
I'm not confident it would ever stay open.
No, yeah,
No,
that's such a stretch.
5 years.
Right, only 2 tiers left.
Oh, okay.
And the bands are really going wild now. 1 million to $10 million. You get a hashtag Save Toys R Us bumper sticker, a pin, a magnet, and I'll Always Be a Toys R Us Kid t-shirt, an invite
to a local Toys R Us reopening block party,
and a signed thank you letter from Isaac.
Are you fucking kidding?
CEO of MGA Entertainment, and an I helped Toys R Us hero plaque at a Toys R Us location of your choosing.
my
Even though
God,
that's more
this-
stuff, that somehow seems worse than the previous one.
Doesn't it? You get to go to a secret unboxing taping
For
in the previous
7
one.
digits, you get a thank you letter.
Finally, the final band is 10 million plus.
Right.
You get a hashtag Save Toys R Us bumper sticker pin,
A pin,
magnet,
a magnet.
and I'll Always Be a Toys R Us Kid t-shirt, invite to a local Toys R Us reopening block party, a signed thank you letter from Isaac Larian, CEO of MGA Entertainment,
A plaque.
and kids.
You don't get a plaque.
Not well. We're getting there.
Okay.
There's a lot on this one. And Kids CEO for the day experience, including a trip to a Southern California theme park.
Right.
Not stated. travel and accommodations, and Toys R Us store dedication naming rights for the location of your choosing, and Toys for Life from Toys R Us.
Can we call it Toys R Us-y McToys R Us-y face?
We could. The fine print does say, however, that he will ultimately decide which toys and how many you get.
What?
Here's a single
this
doll.
Is such bullshit.
Allowance.
This is the worst
That's
GoFundMe.
While you were talking about this, I was thinking, I don't know if you saw, but Atari started a crowdfunding thing to get Roller Coaster Tycoon on the Switch.
Oh, cool.
I mean, fuck Atari, because they've desecrated that franchise. They've completely ruined it.
Right.
And they were asking for about $1 million to get Roller Coaster Tycoon on the Switch. The rewards aren't quite as criminal as yours, but if you invest at least $750, you will get a 25% discount off the price of the game.
No.
Wow.
You don't get a free copy of the game.
When I was browsing through r/shitty Kickstarters, in which this was right at the top, there was one that was something like $10,000. A $10,000 contribution will get you a free copy of the game when it comes out.
Unbelievable.
On the Roller Coaster Tycoon fundraiser, there's no option to get the game. The highest one is if you donate at least $1,500, you'll get an art book.
Fucking hell. It's like the special editions that don't come with the games anymore.
Yeah.
Insane. We go back to a quote here from the man himself, Isaac. Children need a place to play, he said. I can't imagine a world where that doesn't exist anymore.
Right. Or why not spend $1 billion?
This guy has a very warped idea of what children playing is, I think.
Yeah, they don't play at... Well, they do play at Toys R Us, but only because they're there and they've got toys in their hands.
Yeah, if you take them to a McDonald's, they'll play at McDonald's.
They'll play at home.
I get the feeling he's not in it for the kids, he's in it for the money.
He's very much in it for the money. And also,
and
I think
the
he
man
might be
who's
panicking
saved.
that Little Tykes isn't relevant anymore.
Oh, shit, yeah.
So, anyway, that's the kind of business insight you can expect from a man who wants to raise $1 billion in just over a month. And to be fair... He has managed to get $200 million, $26,239 in just 2 days.
No way.
That's got to be fake.
But a staggering $200 million is from investors.
Yeah, of
that
course.
he already knows. Meaning he's only raised $26K, and at the time of recording, with 1.5 months to go, he has $799,973,761 left to raise.
He's almost there. Just keep pushing.
Guys, if you donate $1 to Vidiots on Patreon, you won't get any
dedicate
benefits.
A Toys R Us plaque.
But we'll give you a pin, a magnet,
no,
an invite to a... No, we won't.
No, we're not going to do any of that.
No, but you'll just... It's a more sound investment than it is to gamble on Toys R Us.
Isaac Larian there.
This is the kind of man who's so rich that he thinks a tin of beans costs $2,000.
Yeah, he does.
So he has no concept of what money really is.
For like $75,000. You get the T-shirt, you get the beans.
People complain Kanye West's line of clothes is expensive. Look at this shit.
This guy.
Isaac Larian, more like Isaac Dick. That's it.
Isaac Morion, more like.
Yeah.
Finally, we go to our last question.
Oh.
This is from Ode to Sleep.
Oh,
who says,
fuck yes.
What's the ideal gift for Post Some Tat other than Peter Austin and his white chocolate? Now, I want to hijack this because next week...
You're right there,
now,
Mikey.
Michael just heard that I wanted the attention and then instantly decided that he needed it instead.
Michael's allergic to hijack.
Just by fucking dying over there, like he's so important. I want to hijack this for a second.
Yeah.
Because next week, it's Peter Austin's birthday.
Oh, my God.
It's Peter's birthday on the 10th of April. It's Peter's birthday. You will hopefully have already seen a picture, a very well put together picture that states that it's Peter's birthday, listing his interests as being Spyro, white chocolate, and the flakes of pastry that are left over after you eat a croissant because he's too small to consume a whole pastry by himself.
I just eat a single one.
He just has the little flakes that are left over.
Flake.
You don't need to send those in, but that's just sort of the... Oh, I whacked my microphone. That's just the kind of stuff he likes. So we're going to have a special Post Some Tat on or around that day. If you're going to send stuff in, please address it to the normal address, but put Peter's birthday at the top of the address so we know what it's for.
Got a nice big birthday pile.
We will open it and be merry.
Am I going to get sent loads of Skylanders and stuff? You've said Spyro.
Well, now you will because
I
you've just
now.
said that. Yeah.
I also just like general PS1,
Yeah,
like
he likes
obscure
PS1 memorabilia and weird stuff.
I collect old PS1 games and stuff. So, and I feel like the ones people have sent in are obviously bad because that's the brief.
Yeah,
but
you would kind of like to own them yourself.
I'd love to just have like the weirdest PS1 games you can find. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Oh, what a kind thing to do, Ben.
Well, we're all in this together.
We all get a birthday a year, I guess, so it'll be
We do.
your guys' turn soon.
We'll get there. But apart from that, obviously that's stuff that you would like to see in Post Some Tat anyway, but specifically for your birthday, that's the kind of stuff we want to cover.
Yeah.
Michael, is there anything you would love to see in Post Some Tat at some point? I think someone said they were going to send you some of that cereal you talked about.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh,
So it might have already arrived by this point.
Fucking God.
Because we're recording early.
On the topic of worst games, I would like some PC games, truly awful PC
Yeah, there
games,
are
because I know
loads.
there's
We
some
want
awful
them
ones out
boxed though, because you can go onto Steam in like 2 minutes and find something that's broken. Like,
Yeah,
we
once-
want something that got a proper release.
You
and
know,
was
like games
published
from
by
like
someone.
2000s to 2010s, that kind of 10-year
Yeah.
period where I imagine there was a lot of stuff that came out.
Shovelware and
They're very easy
weird
to
stuff.
record and stuff as well.
Yeah.
We have to set up either a console or an emulator, so
Yeah,
just sit
nice
down.
and easy.
There's nothing, I don't know, in regards to Post Some Tat, she's doing great. Just keep sending the tat.
Loves it.
I mean, we're going to run out of space. I don't know what we're going to do, because eventually
Yeah.
we're just going to have to buy a storage locker for all this stuff.
Yeah, we are.
Maybe
We're going to
we'll-
have to get a big old trunk. All that junk inside your trunk.
I'll have to just open that case with the worst game ever in it and just put some in there.
Oh, yeah.
No, we better not do that. That's a bad idea. What about you, Ben? What do you want to see on Post Some Tat?
This would... Oh, sorry, I've just turned off airplane mode and my phone went... This also sort of bleeds into the kind of thing I would be interested in on a personal level for birthday type stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm a big fan of weird Game Boy stuff. I've got a big old Game Boy collection. So I've got copies of all of the Pokemon Game Boy games, all boxed. I've got the strategy guides for Pokemon Crystal and Yellow, but I love a strategy guide. So if you've got any for like the original games, they're really hard to find now. And if you just got it lying around, you don't want it, I'll tell you right now, it's worth a lot of money, so you should sell it.
Sell it.
But if you want to send it in, I'll happily and very gratefully receive it. That would be amazing. Just, again, like Peter said, just sort of obscure stuff from that period, like travel cases and carry boxes.
Yeah, like 90s, early
big
noughties
old
gaming.
horrible plastic things. That
The
go
stuff
on
that
it.
they get on the thrift show that
Exactly,
we can't
that
get
they-
hold of.
Yeah,
Really
pretty
weird,
much
obscure
exactly that. But yeah, that's it. You guys are all doing an incredible job with Post Some Tat.
Yeah, you are.
And,
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
And we love you very much for it. Signing off, guys. We want to thank Turtle Beach
Oh,
for sponsoring this podcast. They don't, but they sponsor us, and that's easier. So, bit.ly/Vidiots Beach, where you can browse all the headsets that we have. Even if you don't buy one, just go click through that link. It helps us out. It makes us look really important. This week's schedule, which is subject to change, because we're weeks in advance at this point,
Hashtag subject to change.
part 2 of our Sims Prove It series is going out.
Part 2 of what?
The
Let's
Let's
Play.
Play. The Let's Play is going out. I think it's you building, or is it me?
I don't know. You're editing it.
Can't remember. I am editing it.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little while, though. Worst games ever.
oh my
On
God.
Friday. And also a Post Some Tat, probably a Skyrim Zoo. Don't know at this point.
Who knows?
We're a way off, aren't we?
It's anyone's
So,
guess.
But all to come. Thank you very much, everybody, for listening. You can find us on every social media /Vidiots official. We're there. YouTube, come check us out. Almost daily content.
Almost.
Loads of stuff like that. And as I said at the beginning of the show, you can find us on most places as far as podcasts go.
We're not on Instagram yet, are we?
Well, I don't care.
Snapchat.
Whoa.
Whoever
Instagram's
wants to do
dying
Instagram
slowly.
can do it, but I
Yeah.
don't think it's worth it. But yeah. Hey, boys,
Yeah.
thanks for talking
That's all right.
today.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in.
I like a good chit chat.
and
Don't
having a
forget
chat.
to
Kit Kat.
come along to your own personalised Toys R Us opening celebration
Yeah,
block
soon,
party
very soon.
Actually,
Just
Can we make a new stretch goal
$4,500
on
for
our
the-
Patreon?
for
Yeah.
the
we get-
low price.
How much was it they wanted?
1
Like
million.
10 million.
One billion was the
billion.
total, wasn't it?
1
Yeah.
billion.
Yeah. If we reach $1 billion, we'll buy Toys R Us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
I'll add that now.
But for
Yeah.
$1 million, we will get a plaque.
Yeah.
So,
Just one plaque.
Yeah.
And it'll say one plaque on it.
one plaque. Juan Plaque. Hello, I'm Juan Plaque.
You know my favourite rapper is
Go on.
Tupac.
Two
Very
plaque.
good.
Yeah.
Two plaque, you sure?
Yeah. Oh boy, I'm sure.
Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. Love you. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Time for Tubby. Bye bye.
Ba 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 da ba.